But looking at last episode, we talked about practice, training, and competition. We gave a general overview of them and the components that they have when it comes to like your everyday like fitness regime. Because each level is very vital and important no matter what your focus is, right? We talked about last time, like even if you're a runner, like you still need to practice running, train running before you go compete in running. The same thing goes for any type of physical activity. Swim. You can't just go swim a 1,600 meter for time and expect to do well. Like you have to practice and then you have to train and then you can compete. Yeah. So we talked about that concept with practice, training, and competition. And we kind of gave some slight importance to each of them, but we wanted to really take time in each of these now segmented videos to focus on each concept and really break down the importance of them and how to approach them. So today we're going to talk about the level of practice because it's that base layer, that first layer that really comes before anything. Yep. And it's the vital layer. You can't really do anything until you practice. It's just like reading.
Yeah. Practice is like how you get better at the thing. That's why like elite athletes, professional athletes, they don't just play basketball all the time. They practice. They don't just play football full contact. They practice. That is the time where we can better our movement efficiencies, our movement patterns, our skills, whatever the thing is that is going to indirectly make us fitter. Yeah. And I practice should be like, I don't know, let's just say 20 to 30% of the time that you're like spending in a gym or towards your health and fitness. Like most of the time will be spent training. Some of it should be spent practicing. Some of it should be spent competing. But yeah, practice is the one that probably gets overlooked the most. And I kind of get it, right? Like, especially people that are coming to the CrossFit gym, they have like an hour of the day that they get to come in here to get healthier and fitter. And they think that they have to come in and just burn it down. Yeah. And when we look at like the 10,000 foot view for months and months and years and years and years, if you do that, one, your risk of like just getting burned out is going to be greater. But two, you're going to hit a plateau a lot faster because you're skipping over practicing all the things that are going to allow you to continue to improve down the road. Yeah. You're just going to hit your ceiling very quickly, and then you're going to be frustrated. Why can't I clean more than this? Why can't I do these double unders? Why can't I get my bar muscle up or even a pull up? Like blah, 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 blah. And there's, a whole bunch of different reasons why, but one of the reasons could be that you never took the time to practice the fundamentals and you try just jumping into the thing really quickly and adding too much weight, going too fast, trying to get quote unquote a better workout. And you're giving up the practice. Like practice won't feel like a good workout. Like you're not going to be super sweaty and out of breath and like muscles pumped up, but that's not the point. The point of the practice is to get better at the thing, which will then allow you to go faster or lift heavier, getting you a better workout, making you more fit. So it's like, it's a delayed process knowing that what I'm doing now is going to benefit me in the future, even though it doesn't feel like it in the moment.
Yeah, the same thing kind of goes like for nutrition. Like people just don't understand. Like sometimes when it comes to nutrition, it's like nutrition's like it's not going to instantly pop you up with 6-pack abs. Like you're not just going to start eating and all of a sudden have 6-pack.
I have a great story about this.
Like the nutrition gets you to that point where you feel good, look good, perform well. Like that's what it's gonna like. So the more you do that and then practice that and then, like install that into your life, then down the road those workouts become stellar. Your performance goes, you look better, and all those guys think the same thing goes for practice. Like your snatch looks like it does because you don't ever practice. Yeah. It. So the more you practice it, then down that road that snatch is gonna look better. Not only that, then you're able to snatch the 185-pound bar, the 225 pound. Whatever.
Dude, I would say this. I would say someone that if there are two people struggling at the exact same snatch weight, let's say 100 pounds. Both of them cannot get 100 pounds. They can get 90, 95, whatever. I'll take one of them and not allow them to lift anything heavier than an empty bar and practice the mechanics and perfect the technique. And the other one, I'll let them hit 90 or 95 pounds every single day. I'll get the one with the empty bar to 100 pounds faster. Yeah. Just by technique. Yep. Just by technique.
And that's that practice element, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, I always like to think about pull-ups. Like, the guy that's really super good at strict pull-ups, 9 times out of 10, if you ask him to do kipping pull-ups, it's atrocious.
Yeah.
It's
or even a bar muscle up.
Or, it's very stiff. It's rigid. It's compromised. It's all of these kind of things. But it's because they have the strength. They just never practice the skill. And so someone who might have like 5'10" strict pull-ups but can just pump out like kipping
Yeah.
pull-ups is because they've practiced. So and that's where you can start to see how like when it comes in terms of fitness and getting better and growing is like that practice becomes a key vital point for specific things.
Yeah.
So,
and it's a good time to, let's say like you love being in the gym. This is your favorite place to be. You don't like taking days off, but your body needs it. Take a practice day on your rest day.
Yeah.
Come in, move with a PVC pipe through some snatching or overhead squatting. Practice like the foot clamp on rope climbs. Practice some low ring transition drills for muscle ups. Practice handstand stuff. Like take a day and just practice. Again, what you'll get out of that is big. And this kind of leads into we're talking about the cycle that we're in right now with our jerks.
yeah.
Very few Olympic weightlifters train over like 85% because they're working on perfecting the technique, and they all do so much practice with empty bar and lightweight drills and drills and drills with pauses and tempos and different positions. So why do we think that we should just come and lift super heavy every day, but the best in the world are not?
Yeah.
It's like, again, I get it, because you like in your head, you're like, me lift heavier, me get stronger. Like, we're not cavemen anymore. To a point, yeah, you lift heavy, you're going to get stronger. But there's also a point with some of these movements where you have to lift lighter loads, do better technique, and that will get you stronger.
Yeah.
And that's with our jerk cycle that we're in right now. If people try to lift maximal loads every time we do the jerks over the next 6 weeks, it's not going to get them the results that they want.
Yeah.
But if you are patient, you decrease the load. See it, Tim? And really perfect the technique, you will gain benefit from that.
Yeah, and I always like to think of it too is like when it comes like the back squat, like the back squat is like one of those ones where you can keep lifting heavy and you're getting stronger at the back squat, but there's a point where you'll no longer get stronger at the back squat by just lifting heavy.
Yeah.
And that's because of positions.
Yeah.
Which means you have to start adding in tempos. You have to pause at the bottom. You'll have to do a slow eccentric, slow concentric, all those kind of things. And that's not going to be done at your 90, 95%.
No, it's going to be done at sub-maximal loads.
Exactly. And so it's like, that's that same concept. Like that right there is like a different like method of like training for that back squat. It's a different method of practicing and building for that back squat. Now we're going to be a lot lighter. We're going to practice positions.
Yeah.
We're going to practice in the bottom of the hole because you struggle at getting out of the hole, right? So now we're going to add a pause there. So now you have to develop that ability to fire out the hole. And so it's like those are even like with the basic lift, like the back squat, there's still ways we can practice and develop that looks a lot different than just lifting heavy all the time.
Yes.
And so the Olympic lifts are one that are vital for the practice because if you're just going to constantly lift heavy, you're never ever going to see that improve to the extent that you want it to. It might maybe incrementally 5
It'll
pounds
improve.
here.
Like you'll get the beginner gains.
Yeah.
They'll improve for a year or two.
But
and
there's
then,
a point,
then you're going to hit the ceiling
and it won't ever change.
and it will stay there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and that's all because it's built around that practice implement, right? And we were just talking about that push jerk, and that's the big one that we'll kind of use to kind of give like a general overlay of like how this like practice element works, right? Is what happens here is no one's gonna get better by like split jerking or push jerking heavy load. It's never gonna happen. Like, trust me, I've tried it. It just doesn't work. So, but that's where it's like when we look at this movement, the jerk, it's like you need to take that 15, even it's 15 minutes before, after class, outside of class, whatever it is, and you just take a PVC pipe and you do positional work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You pause in dips, you explode and pause in receiving positions, and you just focus on full hip extension. Because the whole goal behind practice is it's allowing you to work that movement in a controlled environment.
Yeah, it's working you neurologically.
Yes.
It's putting like the pieces in the brain together. It's not like building the muscles or increasing your heart rate or working on your lung capacity. It's just working on the neurological components of the movement in your brain. It's working on your accuracy, your coordination, your hand-eye coordination. It's like all those things.
Yeah, you can't and you have to improve those things, especially like when they're not at the level you want them. You need to do a more controlled state.
Yes.
You're not going to improve your agility, your coordination, your balance, all those things at a very compromised position of
not
load,
at all.
because of load. Like if you're going to slap on 90%, you're not relying on your like ability to develop now. You're relying on your ability that you have.
Yes.
And so that's the difference there is if we don't have that ability, we have to go to that practice level to develop that ability. So when I'm at 90%, I have that balance. I have that coordination, right? And so to constantly do that 90%, it's never going to develop.
Yeah.
It's just you're just relying on what you
And then
already
you're
have.
building muscle memory too. So when you do get to that heavy weight, you don't have to think about it. Like that's one of the things with the Olympic lifts. People are just overthinking it. It's like you're overthinking it because you haven't built up muscle memory because you haven't practiced enough.
Yeah.
And one of the areas that we intentionally program practice is in the warm-ups and in like the movement prep.
Yes.
But a lot of times what I see is that's people's time to dick around.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like I get it. I want you guys to have fun, chat with people, mingle, like have some fun during the warm-ups, make it loose. But if you want to improve these things, your warm-ups need to be very intentional. Your movements have to be very precise and perfect because those are the reps that are building the muscle memory.
Yeah.
If you just kind of dick around through your movement warm-ups, that's the muscle memory that you're building for your heavier lifts.
Yeah. I always tell people, like, when we're coaching, we don't just like do certain drills and things like that to fill time. Like we're doing them intentionally.
There's a purpose.
Like, there's a reason why I'm like having you guys all do these movements at the same time and cueing you and correcting you and drilling you. It's because I'm trying to help you develop that position, help you build that muscle memory. And so it's like when we're doing those things, the more you can stay focused, the more you can intentionally practice and potentially warm up there with everyone, the better you're going to develop that movement. Because we do have an hour a day, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you're going to maybe work it once, maybe twice a week.
Yeah.
And so it's looking at that and that movement. When you have that movement, it's important. If you truly want to get better at it, you have to be intentional with the time that we provide.
Yeah, and maximize it.
Otherwise, you're not. It's not.
Yeah,
gonna
if you think that you're only coming in here and getting fitter and better and healthier, whatever, through the workout itself, you're missing a big point.
Yeah.
You can develop a lot of things in the warm-up, in the prep, and in the cool-downs, whether it be positions, a little extra conditioning, some zone 2 work, some mobility, core work, whatever it is. If you actually take the warm-ups, I don't know, we'll say seriously. I don't want it to be like serious. But if you just move well, you think about the positions that your body is in, you try to activate those proper muscles, you really work on like virtuosity in the warm-ups and the preps and all that instead of just kind of getting through it or maybe skipping over the prepping a little bit. It's like, cool, you're missing a lot of potential.
Yeah.
You're missing a lot of potential. You're only in here for an hour a day. That's not a lot.
No.
Like working out 5 hours a week, 6 hours a week, that's not a lot in the grand scheme of things. That's the awesome thing about CrossFit, though, is it's so effective and efficient. You can get really freaking fit by working out 5 hours a week, but you have to maximize that hour and be intentional.
Yeah.
With some practice, some training, whatever. And everybody's going to be different, but yeah, that's good.
It's just stuff to think about.
Yep.
But yeah. So, I mean, that's practice in a nutshell. It's just that low intensity, controlled environment, low weights, low everything. And it's just being intentional with your positions, your movements, whatever the movement is, right? It's working drills. It's working those low intensity things that are not going to have you going 100 miles per hour. It's not in a Metcon. It's on its own. So that's practice.
Yeah. I like it. You got it. The last thing with it is you got to trust the process because practice can feel very
tedious.
This isn't working. It's boring. It's tedious. I'm not getting fitter. You have to trust that through enough practice, you're going to move the needle. Yeah. Just like double unders are the easiest example. If we take time to practice double unders, you will get better. If you try to only do them in Metcons when your heart rate's jacked up, your lungs are tired, your legs are burning, you're never going to improve them.
No.
You're never going to improve them.
Yeah, it's a great example.
So you just gotta trust the process, know that the practice will pay off, and just like do it.
Yeah.
Just if there's something that you want to get better at, and we find that practice is what you're lacking, you just have to do it consistently.
And there you go.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's it for
you
this
need to
episode.
clip in like Allen Iverson's practice. You ever seen that?
When you just talk about practice, we sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice.
Well, Coach,
I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
But thanks for tuning in for this episode, guys. Leave a like, subscribe for more to come in the future, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Bye.